and you put the circle, the sphere, into a cube, okay, the faces of the cube, okay, should touch the sphere. It does. So if you look at this exactly straight on, you'll see a circle and a square. But when you put it three-dimensionally, the sphere and the cube now become a same relationship, except it touches the outer face. Now, this particular geometry is used also by another person. This person is a great artist. His name is Russell. Now, Russell used this exclusively in a lot of his geometry. His name is Walter Russell. I recommend you look him up. So what I had found out was that this square was in the outside of the larger circle. So here is this form, and this, all you do is connect the 6 that goes on around, and it makes a cube that goes around the outside of the flower of the life. And that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And the surface of the cube touches the surface of the sphere. Now you're going to wonder what's going on inside here. Well, what's going inside there is I found out that by doing this, the inside, okay, of the Earth has a core, an inner core. And that inner core is exactly the size of the cube that goes around the inside of the flower of life. Again. So what it means is that you have a cube with a sphere in it on the inside, and you have a cube and a sphere on the outside. So below, so above. And that's amazing. And I can show both the inner core, the outer core, and the mantle based on this model. So therefore, the seven-sided form is in the Earth, according to this research. Now, how are you going to prove that? Well, one of the things I did is when I was doing this article came out in Scientific America. And what does it say? It says, sculpturing the Earth from inside out. Oh, that's right up my line. Oh, inside that article, okay, there was this drawing. Well, this drawing was inside it. And this is the Earth, a map of the Earth, two-dimensionally, right? I mean, so we all get in our maps. Now, they did CAT scans, type of...
Hello, people. I wanted to do a little video about the heavenly octahedron in the middle of the concave Earth. And what I did actually is I went back to the Canadian Meteor Orbit Radar CMOR, and what they totally missed it. I think this image that they're producing with their radar imagery is indicative of sporadic meteoroids. Okay, it's quite plain to see. This is just it's radar imagery of the octahedron in the middle of the concave Earth, along with the celestial sphere, and then it has these hot points. There's one at the top here, and then there's one at the sides. They call this one the helion and the antihelion, and this one the toroidal. But what they did is actually they went through the whole year. So you have the 5th day of the year, the 15th day of the year, all the way up to the 355th day of the year, meaning that 365, well, I'm not sure why they don't have 365, but I guess they went by 5s. So what I did was I brought it in Photoshop, and I did a little animated GIF of it. I'll play that for you right now. Play. There we go. Now look what we have here. You see the north apex of the octahedron pretty much stays visible throughout the whole year. However, the south one only becomes visible during part of the year, i.e. when the sun goes south in the wintertime. And so we're getting a preference of warmth or activity more in the northern side, on the northern side. So this is really why the northern hemisphere is warmer than the southern hemisphere, because it not only has the sun, which is orbiting cylindrically around the celestial sphere yearly, but it also has the north side of the octahedron. The Bible calls it the sides of the north in the book of Isaiah 14 and Psalm 48, I believe. So the sides of the north, the top of the north apex side of the octahedron stays lit or stays warm throughout the entire year. And that's also why I believe we're seeing these hotspots here at the top, because I believe that the north side is emanating this magnetism, this heat, this light. The Father of Lights is behind the celestial sphere at the top, the sides of the north. And that is why the northern hemisphere has more land, it's warmer, and I believe also in order to compensate, to kind of just even out a little bit, what God originally did was he allowed the sun to get closer to the Earth in the southern hemisphere. I'll get my concave Earth analemma video. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Analemma, concave Earth. There it is. So, I'll fast forward over here to this part where we see the analemma, and the sun is getting closer in the southern hemisphere in order to kind of counterbalance the heat so it doesn't get too cold, too frigid. Fast forward to my animation there, you see the sun is closer to the Earth in the south and further away from the Earth, because the Earth already has the warmth of the northern side of the octahedron pretty much throughout the whole year. So that's why we have we can see that the sun is actually a little bit bigger in the sky with its angular diameter like that. And so that is why, if you watch this square, this is groundbreaking. I mean, it's showing you right there an animation of what's really going on in the concave Earth. I'll play that again. It's pretty wild. Look at that. Summer, winter, summer, winter, summer, winter. Now, the reason I believe that we're seeing more concentrated areas at the equator, well, for one, that's where we have the magnetic equilibrium happening, but also too because of the way when you view the celestial sphere, perspective-wise, if you just take like a ring of equidistant points around the equator, when you look straight on like that, you're gonna see more behind each other on the sides, so you're gonna get more activity on the right and left. So that's why I believe that is happening. So yeah, there you go. Thank you, CMOR, for inadvertently showing us the celestial sphere, the octahedron in the middle of the concave Earth. And they totally misapply it to sporadic meteoroids, which is not what is happening here. They're actually showing the activity in heaven, right in the middle of the Earth. That's pretty wild stuff there. So yeah, concave Earth reality. It's the only option to the shape of the Earth. Everything works. Or the planets work. Nothing works. Nothing works on a flat Earth. It doesn't work, guys. It's a psyop. The analemma works like that. All right. I'll put some links on the bottom for you guys. Thanks for watching.